About the controversies around Mr. Jayasekera, whose background indicates a rift with the UNP leadership, which is a result of LTT diaspora indirectly and directly using his conflict resolution management studies soon after he became attorney. After graduation from the University of Colombo, Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera, under the as a coordinating secretary to the Professor G.L. Piris at the Ministry of Justice, followed conflict resolution programs in the Geneva, Switzerland. So he branded later in unusual rift with the UNP leadership, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. He branded as a dictator in 2010, and then he took control of the party reformist Mr. Sajid Premadasa subsequently, and this is because of the main reason is that the LTT diaspora was angry that Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe's astute and very direct international political knowledge and international backing helped the Sri Lanka army to sort ceasefire when Sri Lanka army militarily got into a very pathetic level before the ceasefire, where LTT got the upper hand. In this situation, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe's crucial role in negotiating with the Sri Lanka Monetary Mission establishment through the Norwegians was the beginning of the downfall of LTT in 2009 militarily, because based on the law, nature's law, karma of those who do wrong things and bad things, with wrong intentions, bad intentions in their brain and the mind and the cognition process face the same outcome. That is the reason. So now in this situation, Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera in 2012, was about to join with the government, and he rejected those allegations that he's going to join the government, and that he said Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe in 2012 was pressurizing him to leave the party. This is all LTT diaspora's backing of Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera based on his Geneva conflict resolution studies of Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera. And actually later he was summoned before the party UNP the disciplinary committee, and then in 2013 24th July, Jayasiri was critical of the UNP leadership in unusual rift with the UNP leadership, and then he indicated his willingness to join the government ranks to contest the provincial council elections. So the thing is, in the provincial council elections of Sri Lanka in 2013, right? He resigned from the Sri Lanka United National Party. Then he contested the provincial council elections, and he broke the record of the President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga by securing the most number of votes at a provincial council elections in Sri Lanka, and got elected as the Chief Minister of the Northern Western Province Council on 21st September 2013 as the 6th Chief Minister of the North-Western Province. So Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera got unusual support through the Daily Mirror.lk, Divina.com and Dinamin, all government papers and political family back papers of Sri Lanka and international media, when he started his rift with statement like Sri Lanka's astute, internationally recognized leader Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe soon after the war ended in 2010. So this is the reason the media actually made him like a bubble, air bubble, and because of this only he got the highest votes in a provincial council election after President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga breaking her record in the Western Provincial Council elections. So that Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera is actually he is from the Kurunegala district. Sri Lanka Freedom Party organizer. So obviously he had a political anchor there, and he was organizer for Panduvasnura electorate in northwestern province Kurunegala, which is historically related to Panduvasnura kingdom. So we can see soon after his term ended, and later he contested the new government elections and became the MP once again from and became the sports minister in 2015 and elections. And whereas Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa then went back from Hambantota, his election, he lost presidential elections in 2015, as we know. Then he went to the northwestern province, and there was so much pressure later. More recently, we can see now when President Gotabaya Rajapaksa got elected, the Kurunegala northwestern province historical sites, library sites were destroyed. This is the LTT diaspora activity in the northwestern province, which got organized during Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera's chief ministership there. And also Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera as the Minister of Sports in 2015 4th September he took his oath, and then it ended on 12th April 2018. So his unusual role as a model, a fashion model, and also as a singer, singing various love songs and songs about various things, and also about his role as a Geneva-based educated person, together with under the studies with his former professor at the University of Colombo. And he being promoted by LTT diaspora in the Sri Lankan media, he was not the minister for sports because he had a personal interest to come up in sports during his career. At school at Hettipala College, and then subsequently at Harishchandra College, and then at Mayurapada College, he was a sportsman, and University of Colombo he was a sportsman. So he had a personal interest, and this conflicted with other youth ambitions to sports. And this is why one reason why Sri Lanka sports came down to this level today, because of the role of the international LTT diaspora in promoting Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera as the Sri Lanka sports minister in 2015 September 4th. It's not because of the Kumar Sangakkara or Mahela Jayasekera. Rather, Sri Lanka cricket got into a turmoil. As Mr. Arjuna Ranatunga says, Mr. Kumar Sangakkara, we know obviously both Mahela and Kumar Sangakkara promoted themselves into the TV and the media and prominently appeared on ads, whereas only Tilakaratne Dilshan got appearance on the TV advertisement, but none of other cricketers got exposed to the media advertising during the time of Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela's time. So, well, that is of course their personal decision to collect money through TV advertisement, but still it is the sports minister who is responsible for overall sports, whatever Kumar Sangakkara or Mahela do or Tilakaratne Dilshan did, because Tilakaratne Dilshan's, he was his father is a Muslim, Sri Lankan Muslim father, and his mother is a Sinhalese. So he was forced to change the religion to Buddhism to get selected to Sri Lanka cricket team. As we see, because Buddhist players were given prominence in Sri Lanka cricket those days, since Christians, administrators, once they take the control of the Sri Lanka board of cricket at that time, they give prominence to Christian cricketers. So this rift, that is how Dudis Mendis, Roy Dias, Christian cricketers came into prominence when during the time of Christian administrators of the board of control for cricket for Sri Lanka. But then when the Buddhist administrators like Anna Ponchiva, etc. took control, they gave prominence to Buddhist players like Aravinda de Silva and the Arjuna Ranatunga and Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela. So this religious bias resulted in being exposed by the LTT diaspora, and that resulted in Muslims have to convert, like Sri Lankan Muslims like Tilakaratne Dilshan had to convert the religion into Buddhism to become a cricket player for Sri Lanka squad. So LTT diaspora, I think, took control of Tilakaratne Dilshan's career unusually, and I think this is one reason why Tilakaratne Dilshan sold his apartment in Melbourne also to unknown party. This must be investigated in detail. So this has to be investigated, and we cannot blame Kumar Sangakkara or Mahela, because they did, as their personal decisions, they have done certain things, right, during the World Cup, ICC World Cups and the Champions Trophy, which they will have to take the accountability for those decisions of not leading Sri Lanka to a World Cup victory, or a Champions Trophy victory, or T20 victory during their leadership time in the cricket. That's up to them. But the overall decline in the cricket is due to Mr. Dayasiri Jayasekera's involvement, as backed by the international LTT, as to undermine the Sri Lanka sports and then they may create a division in the country.